Hi, you guys. This is Auntie Niece and Nick, the aunt and cousin you actually like.
Hey, you guys. How are you doing? Happy Tuesday to you. Thanks for joining us again for another segment of our podcast today. We are so pleased to introduce our special guest, Life Coach Robyn Bloom. How are you?
Hey, ladies. I am great. How are you doing?
We're doing good.
That's great. That's great. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome. Thanks for joining us.
So, what we want us to, what we all want to talk about today is, we all know that you are a life coach. We know that you are an author, and we want to deep dive into that because we've read your book, which is amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, we love it so much.
Exactly. I love the way you are so real about it. You don't, like you say, you don't sugarcoat it. And I think that when you're in a place where you're needing help and you have to get to the source of the problem, whatever it is that person is going through, you have to be naked, kind of speaking. You have to be real about it.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be of any service or any good to anybody, you have to unfold and pull back the layers and get to the naked truth. And you do that in your talk.
Yeah. So starting off, for those who are meeting you for the first time, tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Robyn Bloom. I am a life coach practitioner, motivational speaker, owner, operator of the Healing House, and a mom.
Yeah.
And that kind of sums it up for me. I'm what you see is what you get.
Right. Straight, no chaser. Okay, so this book, you guys, what's the name of your book, Life Coach Robyn?
Okay, it's called Let's Clean Up This Mess. We got shit to do.
That's right.
We got time to waste.
Yes, let's clean this mess up. Yes.
I know that's right.
What was your inspiration behind writing this book?
To be honest, I didn't have any type of inspiration. I was awakened at between 3 and 4 one morning, and it was like God said, "Get to the computer, write," and that's what I did.
Wow.
I did not have any intention of writing a book ever. None.
Wow, so it just came to you randomly, and you were like, I have to write this book.
Yes, it was like I was snatched out of my sleep. Like, I was literally just snatched, like, get up. And that's when I started. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know, that is very ironic because I don't know what it is about 3 a.m., but I often are awake at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's propelling me to do something. And most of the time, it's my prayer time or my alone time with God.
Yeah.
And it's always about 3 a.m. in the morning. And no matter
how... My mentor told me that was, she had learned that was when God was speaking to you. That was your time.
Yes, it's a spiritual hour.
I believe that. I believe because there's something happening in the atmosphere. I mean, we can't see it, but we have a soul.
Yeah,
and that's what is being disturbed, and that is what's being erupted, and that's what's getting your attention. And I am always up like 3 in the morning, and I find myself. I was like, "What am I up for?" And then, if it ain't nothing else, I go to pray.
You're being led. Yeah, you're being spiritually led.
I just know to pray. And I don't know what I'm praying about, but I know He knows, and He knows why I'm up and why He's awakened me. And I feel like that's a time when it's awful quiet and you can actually hear from God if you're seeking
and you got to
Him.
be obedient.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If you're not obedient, then you're going to have to suffer those consequences. I'm a big believer in that.
Oh, yeah.
That's what saved me. Being obedient to what I heard within.
So let me ask you this, Robyn. So what came first, being a life coach or writing the book?
My illness.
Yeah.
That started everything. That's why I'm here now. If it wouldn't have been for that illness, I wouldn't be here talking to you now. I truly believe that I would be here.
Yes. Did you want to share a little bit more about exactly what happened?
Yeah. So in 2016, I became very, very ill. I was diagnosed later on with a rare blood disorder. If you scratch yourself or cut yourself, you can apply pressure. But when my illness is active, just a tiny scratch, I will bleed like I've been shot.
Wow.
They didn't know that it was rare. I started out at one hospital. After 2 weeks, they called my family and told them that there was nothing else they could do for me. They didn't know, but they wanted to send me to another hospital, which was a teaching hospital. And that doctor had a friend, and she said, send her to me. And so I got there. I knew I was dying. Nobody said anything. You can feel it. You can feel it. And my kidneys had already started to shut down, but I could tell other things were happening. And the thing, when I realized, oh my God, I think I'm dying, the biggest thing for me was if I die now in this mess I'm in, my daughters would be too angry to grieve the death of their mom. And I can't leave that on them.
Yeah.
So it was in that room I got to work what I like to call the shit on the floor. I got to work on that stuff, which was taking accountability for why I felt like I was feeling what I was feeling. The things I had maybe presented to my girls, I projected onto them in their lives. And it put me in a place to be able to have conversations with them and ask for forgiveness.
Yes. So that in itself, I can totally understand that that's a life-changing, occurrence for you. So when I was reading your book, I love the part when you said, turn your dysfunction into growth.
Yeah.
Like that struck me so hard because I was like, a lot of people are not ready to, like, I was triggered. I have to be honest. I was triggered when I read that book because I discovered I'm even at 37 years old. There's a lot of things that I've experienced that I know that I've not healed from.
Yeah, and I want to touch on the word healed.
Yes.
Because and you know me, when I talk, I'm talking from a personal standpoint. Everybody has the right to feel and look at things the way they choose. But I like to look at things the way that I can. If I look at something this way, I want to be able to look at it. If it's another situation, I can still have those same thoughts and skills and tools to be able to address my next storm. I don't look at being healed as a real thing. I feel like I will be healed when I take my last breath because my job is complete. My work here is done.
Yes.
I will be healed then. But I do like to say I'm always healing. And for me to be able to say I'm always healing means for me that I'm giving gratitude to the work that I've done. I'm giving gratitude to God for giving me this opportunity to still be here and to be able to learn new lessons, go through new storms, meet new people, and still come out on the winning end. So I like to look at it as I'm going to always be healing until I'm done.
Amen. Yes.
And you're absolutely right. I think that's everybody. If they look at it, it's everybody. When you're completely healed, you're out of here. What's your point of being here any longer? Because as long, you finish your work.
Yeah.
Because when
I would like to say to you, don't beat yourself up about the healed world. You know, the word healed.
Right.
Give yourself a little grace. I think I told you that. Give yourself some grace and compassion.
Yes.
Right.
Because this is a lot of work. This is a human experience. I look at life now as I'm blessed to be here and learn these lessons and meet these crazy people and go through these situations. You know, I feel so blessed now to be able to live, and be not just here, but be present in the moment.
Right.
And so give yourself a lot of grace and compassion because what you go through now and what you come through, there's other situations and other people waiting to shake your peace.
Right.
So enjoy the moment. Yeah.
So what would you advise for someone who is on the path to try to heal and they are still, sometimes you have that spouse, sometimes you have that sibling or even that parent or a child who they're still going through things, they're still attached to things where they're not quite ready to deal with it or quite ready to heal. Like, how would a person who's on their own healing journey deal with those types of situations? Because it's not like you can just walk away from those people, especially if you're living in the same household. How would you advise them to deal with that kind of situation?
I have no advice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's me being honest. I have no advice. You have to hit your rock bottom. You can only decide when you're ready.
Yeah.
I have no advice for
Sure.
that. Everybody has their time when they're ready. Most people don't take that time. I met women who are in their 70s and 80s and still not ready.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a personal journey. So it's a personal decision. And when you feel like I can't do this life the way it is anymore, then you are giving yourself the opportunity to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't advise anybody what that looks like for them. That's a personal thing. And I think that's what kind of bothers me when I listen to other people give out advice, because I don't do advice. I share my stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I allow people to take what they need and apply it to their lives. But when I listen to people tell other people, this is the way it looks like. Now, if Robyn said that, Nikki, this is what you need to do to heal. Follow these steps right here, and you can heal. And you go, okay, and you're feeling good. You're doing it, and it looks good, right? But then here comes a new storm. And the first thing you will do is, what will Robyn do? What will Robyn do in this moment? Now you want to call Robyn. Now Robyn has to tell you how to navigate this storm. So you haven't created any tools or skills that you need to navigate your life. You're only healing for Robyn. You're not healing for Nikki, if that makes sense.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put yourself in situations with people who are actually doing the work, you will learn on your own what it looks like to create your own skills, your own tools to navigate your life the way it looks for you.
Yes.
It does. It does. Yeah. And you're absolutely right, because the way you will handle something, that don't make it correct for the next person.
That's true.
Because they might not be able to do it the way you do it, because everybody is different.
Very true.
What's important to you may not be as important to them, so you wouldn't go that direction.
And that's why so many people get stuck in their journey, because they need the need to be told what to do instead of learning what you need to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very true. Because I was one of those people. I was always looking at what would my mom do.
Yeah.
What would my sister? What would my older sister do? And I was always finding myself stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It is not tailor made.
Yeah.
Right. I love that.
Yes. So let me tell you about the part of the book that triggered me when we were talking about the ugly shit.
Yes.
Because it was then that I was just like, oh Lord, and the part where you were talking about taking accountability for our shit, and understanding, we have to taking accountability is a big part of healing. I learned.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't heal until you done move the shit out the way. So
when you were going through that part in your healing, when you were confronting the ugly truth about stuff, what were some of your experiences?
As far as, give me a little more. You're working with somebody with chemo brain.
Yes. So when you were going through the healing with your daughters, was that did that take a lot out of you? Like, was it a really straining process?
It was okay. So I was a professional victim. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what the hell happened, I was gonna be the victim. Okay.
Right.
That was I had to address that. I had to take in what I knew was a fact and own it. What I knew was a fact. You know, not what somebody said or how somebody felt. What Robyn knew were facts. And I had to address those things, you know. And yes, it was hard. It was very difficult. But for me, I was dying. And so it moved a little quicker for me, you know, because I was in a different type of space than other, you know, a lot of other people are, you know. I was counting my days. But yes, it's very difficult. But I felt because of my situation, it was necessary.
Right.
Because I needed to give my kid and myself, because I was thinking, oh my God, if I die this way, I'm going to hell for sure. You know, that's the way I was looking at it too. You know, so it was very important that I took accountability for the things that I felt I needed to in that moment, which was a lot of the way I thought, the way I saw things, and the things I projected onto my girls, which also altered and conditioned them. You know, those were the most important things.
Yeah, that's, you know, and, you know, I talked to Anisi about this a lot, you know, and I have ended up in tears so many times on her couch. You know, I'm not ashamed to admit it, you know. Because, you know, for those that don't know, I lost my sister back in April 2021. She died at the age of 38. And that just, I have to be real, you know, that damn near knocked everything out of me, because I never thought I would lose her like that. And we still had issues with our dad around the time that she passed. You know, thankful to God, you know, she made peace with my father before she went on. But me afterwards, I was so angry. I was so angry at him, because I was like, you jackass. You let all this time pass by, and you just, you know, we were always, you know, the good daughters. Like, you threw us away. You know, and I'm telling you, I was very angry about it. And and in reading your book, I was just like, I'm not healed from that. I'm trying, but you know.
The thing too, I talk with most of my clients. There is mom and dad issues. I think that's kind of with just about anybody. There's a authority figure issue. Most of the time. But you know, what I had to learn in my own experience with healing was I put my mom on a pedestal that she didn't deserve to be on. That was not fair to her. You know, I had to sit back and think about. She had her own shit. I don't know what it was like for her growing up. I don't know what secret she's still holding dear in her heart that if she talk about it may take her out. You know, I don't know. And how dare me as an adult, knowing what I know now, put that pressure on her, you know. But what I can do is heal, and maybe I, you know, do the healing so that I can create a space for her to be able to heal also. And that's what I did. So now we're able to have these conversations that I thought we would never be able to have. And she can express things to me that I never thought I would share. You know, the words, I'm sorry, and I did the best that I could, but this is why I dropped the ball. I never thought I would hear those things, you know? But no matter who's involved in your story, you're the main character. And if you're choosing to hold on to the pain that comes with other people, then you're doing yourself a disjustice.
Yes, that's true.
You are. And so I don't do advice, but I would say this: think about giving him some grace and compassion about whatever the hell he had going on. Because one, you can't change it, you can't go back to it, but you can move forward if that's what you choose to do.
Yeah, and that was the challenge for me, because every time I felt like I opened that door to try to show grace, I felt like there was emotional manipulation. And then he has another side of the family that we don't get along with. And I always felt like he played both sides. Like, he told us one thing, told them something else. And there was so much tension. And then I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm too old for this shit. I was like, you're going to always try to emotionally manipulate. You're always going to try to control the narrative. Because, I mean, my dad's a narcissist. I mean, you know, I love him, but he's a narcissist.
Okay.
You know.
So in situations like that, you know, I had to learn to, okay, if this person's going to play a part in my life, I have to set boundaries for myself. And can I touch on boundaries real quick?
Of course, yes.
So a lot of people, they do boundaries differently than the way I look at it. Like I said, I always look at stuff to how it will work best for me. So most people set boundaries for everybody in their life. So auntie, you know, I don't like the way she do X, Y, and Z. Every boundary that I have is for Robyn.
Yes.
Because then, if you disregard my boundaries, who suffers? Me, not you. So I have to look at, I'm setting these boundaries for me because I would have to suffer the consequences and repercussions of them. So I have to be loyal to my boundaries. And by me being loyal to my boundary, that means I can dictate how I navigate and manage the people in my life. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I'm in full control. I'm in full control when it comes to my boundaries. So when it comes to him, you have to decide what boundaries you want to set and what kind of role are you allowing him to play in your life, if any at all. And you set those boundaries, and then if you stand firm on those boundaries, and you don't have to explain that shit to nobody because that's all yours.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
You feel like he's disregarding the way you say, okay, I'm not going to allow that kind of conversation. If he disregards it, okay, well, I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. There's no arguing. There's no discussion. There's simply, I'm done.
Yeah, because I'm a blocker.
Me too. Me too.
I'm a block your ass, okay?
My block list look like the phone book, huh?
I don't hesitate, baby. You better ask my ex-boyfriends about me. I'll block you, your family. It'll be like I never knew your ass, okay?
Yeah, my block list look like the phone book.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
Yes, honey.
God bless the block button.
For real. Because that gives you peace.
Look, and if I block you on social media, that means you block in real life, too.
Exactly.
For real.
Exactly. Don't even play with it.
Ain't no coming back from that list. Yeah.
That's what that means. So, yeah. So, you know, I mean, I would tell anybody boundaries are so important because I cannot navigate without my boundaries. I just can't. I'll be letting people shit on me and do sideways shit, and then I'll be in my feelings. You know, I don't allow that anymore. So I only operate on boundaries that I set for Robyn. I will not let anyone talk to me any kind of way. I will not let anybody disregard me or my time. I will not let anybody play with my money. Those are boundaries for Robyn. And if I'm not loyal to those boundaries, then I suffer those consequences.
That's right. That's right. So for those who want to get in contact with you, for those who want to get a hold of the book and schedule services with you, how would they be able to do that?
Everything. So I have a link tree, and I did not write it down, so y'all forgive me. But
we'll place it in the description box as well.
Yeah, it's in my bio on IG at Life Coach Robyn. That's ROBYN.
Okay.
And you click on there, and there's a link to the book and website and everything.
Yes. Because you know what I would love though, because I remember when you had I wasn't able to attend, but I loved when you had that retreat that time.
The Healing Chill?
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
That sounds so good. I was like, I would love to, like, in the future
do something like that.
Participate
in something like that.
Yeah.
Because
we can definitely get together and plan that, because that was one of the things I was working towards, was because I took it to Wisconsin. So nice. I was working to take it to other places. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, I would love that, because I see a lot of, men and women, of course. I see a lot of people now, especially like my age and older, like a lot of people, you can tell when people have just gone through a lot and they just want peace, and they're trying to heal, get their self together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the purpose of the Healing Shield was to create a safe space for women to know what it looks like and feels like to be in a real sisterhood. That means I don't allow any projecting, but a lot of women they can give it, but they can't receive it also. So
Yes.
it gives those women an opportunity to feel what real compassion feels like, support and love. I've had women sit in and say, I've never been able to look in the mirror at myself. And then these other broken women come to her aid and be like, oh my God, you're beautiful, and this and that, and then the tears are flowing. And this is the first time that they've been able to say it out loud, but also not get any judgment, just total support. That's the space I'm working to create.
Yes.
That is awesome, because you have a lot of people. They don't have that in their lives. They never experienced anything like that before. And can you imagine how healing that would be for somebody?
How powerful.
That would be for somebody who has never been there.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah, because a lot of people do these extravagant, over the top things, and my space is strictly you come comfortable, bring your yoga mat, your blanket, your socks, your pillow. We're gonna be on the floor, we're gonna be at the table. This is a safe space. We're here to support and love on each other, and have real conversations and show up and know what it feels like to have somebody actually show up for you. It's not this big grand thing. It's all about being there, being in the moment.
Yes.
Girl, if you ever do anything like that again.
Oh, we're on board.
For real. You better let us know.
Yes, honey.
Y'all come up with one and I'll bring it to the coast.
All right. Come on now.
Don't you start. Don't you start.
We sure will.
I know a bunch of broken people.
I'm telling you.
They need to hear. They need to hear. They need to.
I will have my face in the place. Do you hear me, girl? I'm telling you. I'm so serious. Like, I'm on board 100% about that, because
let's do it.
Yes, because it's just like you told me the other day, Coach Robyn. It was like you said 2023. I choose me.
We said that at the top of the year. Remember, it's about me. It's about positivity. It's about growing and being a better part of yourself. And if you don't know what that is, it's the year to find out.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
You also got to think about, I tell people, even when it comes to my kids, I let my girls know I come first. I love you, but I come first. You guys will reap the my overflow. You're gonna reap the benefits of that. As long as I'm taking care of me and I'm good with me, it's gonna be good. The experience you have with me is gonna be great.
Yeah.
But if I'm giving and I'm not getting anything in return, if I'm not replenishing, then you're gonna get the worst of me.
That's right, because you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
Yeah, it gotta be about
it.
So I preach being selfish. Hell yeah.
Because I'm like, people don't realize that. They think that you're being selfish when you say something like, I choose me. No, you're not. You have to, you got to feel yourself. You have to give yourself that compassion, that love, and that grace, because that's the only way you can extend it to others.
Exactly. If you don't have nothing to draw from, how can you give somebody anything?
Yeah.
Right. But so many people are doing it. And, I look at so many people who are just, so many of people of color that's committing suicide now. And these are people who are actually online influencing other people, Yeah. They're influencing other people. Like, they're just giving and giving and giving and not getting anything in return. Not being able to say, I need help. It's not a good day for me. That's a sad place to be in. But so many of us are holding that space.
Yes. So again, Coach, can you tell them again the title of your book and where they can find it?
So it is This Let's Clean Up This Mess, We Got Shit to Do, and it's available on Amazon. And you can go on IG, Instagram, and go to my page. It's Life Coach Robyn, ROBYN. And in my bio, there's a link there, and it'll send you to, everything.
Awesome. Well, that's going to wrap up this segment. Life Coach Robyn Bloom, thank you so much for stopping by. We absolutely love you. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you so much for having me.
Do you have any closing words?
You know what? I would like to say, in this season I'm in, I've been talking to clients. I'm gonna be more vocal on Instagram about unapologetic healing.
Yes.
And that's choosing you first. Stop explaining. Stop feeling like you have to, make people see you in a certain light. Show up and be you for you. Be unapologetic about you and your healing.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Life Coach Robyn. You got any last closing words, Aunt Nisi?
Yes, thank you, Life Coach Robyn Bloom. I read your book, and it sounds like me. You sound like me, and I'm being real.
I can't wait for you two to link up. So yeah,
I say
it's gonna be a good time.
I can get to the next side of that sentence. I had already said in my mind to finish off what you were saying. I said, because she sounds just like me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thank you. And I think that if anybody reads your book, and they can find themselves in it as well, because it's real. It's real life.
Yes.
And it's so not rehearsed or,
just giving it to you straight. No chaser.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just pure.
Yeah, and you got to be ready for that raw shit if you want to heal.
For real. And that's what we need to learn to live in the raw.
Yeah,
in the raw.
You got to be real with yourself.
Being you.
Yes, right.
And seeing the world as it is, and how it should be seen, instead of putting on these colored glasses, thinking the world is one thing and it's something totally different.
Healing ain't pretty.
It's not.
It's not. But, but we definitely look forward to working with you in the future. And again, thank you so much for stopping by. This will not be our last time with Life Coach Robyn, you guys.
Absolutely not.
Yes, because there's a lot of people out there that need healing. But we will catch you all next time. And again, we love you. God bless you. We wish you love, light, and healing. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.